Now, one thing that we find Polyfilter is very effective for, and I also have read this in several of Albert Thiel's articles and books as well. This is something that he also swears Polyfilter for, is for the removal of Incotti cells, or chemical warfare that corals impart on each other. So corals actually use various chemicals and to sting and suppress other corals around them. So do various algae. They'll use various forms of chemical warfare as well to suppress competition and make space available for themselves. So it appears that Polyfilter actually sucks this stuff out, because in various cases where we're mixing corals that shouldn't be together, maybe it's a tank full of leathers that you're trying to keep a cataphilia in, or a tank full of cataphilias that you're trying to keep a leather in, or advanced macroalgae or so forth, there has been various times where combinations of corals or algae that may not necessarily work together are working very well with the use of Polyfilter. And then this is most prevalent if you remove the Polyfilter, or if the Polyfilter becomes exhausted, and then you find a deterioration of some of the specimens that you're trying to keep in your aquarium. So the long and short of it is, if you want to minimize chemical warfare with your different sorts of corals or your different sorts of marine algae, then Polyfilter is a very good idea. It's also very good too if you do have an incident, whether it be an incident with a sea apple or an incident with an anemone going through a power head. Though under no circumstances is this a proven safeguard, but I've absolutely found better results in catastrophes when you do have Polyfilter as a backup, just to remove any of those toxins instantly that may have found its way into the aquarium through any of these sort of extreme issues that you can actually have. So at the end of the day, Polyfilter is a very good safeguard that I recommend putting in all aquariums, definitely coral reef aquariums. Another thing people ask me all the time is about trace elements, because Polyfilter is embedded with an amount of trace elements in it. So therefore, if you have normal amounts of trace elements in solution, the Polyfilter will not remove the amount of solution. If you pour trace elements, for example, straight on the Polyfilter, then sure, you do need to expect that it will be absorbed. But the way that this stuff is made is quite complicated, so therefore it doesn't remove the good stuff, and it does remove the bad stuff according to what's built into it, because it can't remove, for example, iron if there is an amount of iron in it. So anyway, if you've got any comments or any examples or any thoughts on any of this, just chuck a little comment at the bottom of this video. Anyway, I love this stuff and I have great results from it.